And here we have a horror toy spot on Cinema Fear Friday 13th Remake, Jason Voorhees. This was, I would say, my #1 request by you guys on YouTube. On a regular basis, I got people saying, hey, when are you going to do the Jason Voorhees from the new movie? So ask and ye shall receive. If we look at the packaging here, very similar to all the other, and I've got a little bit of dust on there, very similar to the other Mezco Cinema Fear characters. They've got a nice image of Jason here on the back, and then of course the Friday 13th along the bottom. We'll flip this over now. Of course, because there's no other characters to the series, you'll only get a nice picture of Jason in the forefront here, or the front, and then of course includes an axe, a machete, and a pickaxe. So not too bad, very nice on the packaging. What we'll do is we'll open up Mr. Voorhees here, and we will have a closer look at the figure. And here's Jason Voorhees out of his package, standing on the very new, very expensive review spot backdrop. A little timeline to me getting this figure. When I first heard the movie had come out, I was excited. I was like a kid again, experiencing the horror movie craze. I have to say, now I might not get a lot of people agreeing with me, but I thought the remake was a great interpretation of the Jason character. The fact that he ran was awesome, if you ask me. I know some people didn't like the movie. I think maybe going into it, and don't send your hate mail, but I think a lot of people going into it played up the original movies a little more than what they were. I think Decompose said it best when he said that the original movies were nothing more than glorified B movies, which I'm all for, but I think a lot of people went in with too high of an expectation. I went in to be enjoyed, and I thought the movie was awesome. Let's hope that they bring out a new series of Friday the 13th movies. We can only hope. However, getting back to Jason here, a nice figure. He's not bad. If we get a closer look at the figure here, they've done a great sculpt on the head. I find the hair maybe is a little too predominant. I know he's got more hair in this movie than he did in the other movies. But they've got the nice detailing on the jacket. When I heard that they were coming out with a figure for the new Friday the 13th, my initial response was, and then I saw a picture of him, I went, and then I saw him in the store and I went, and then I picked him up and I kind of went, and the reason why, don't get me wrong, I like what they've done with him. They've done a lot of good detailing on of course, the shirt, on the jacket here. I mean, you can see all the stitch work done in his sleeve, and the tears all in the back here, and everything else. If we go further down, you see a lot of the rips and age to his pants. The gash, of course, in the side of his leg, and the detailing in the boots. Where my excitement was a bit let down was, while I liked the head, to me it kind of seems like Mezco dropped the ball a bit when they made this figure. The only reason why I'll say that is, and don't send your hate mail, the only reason why I said that is because, for one thing, his mask doesn't come off. And, I mean, it's a small figure, and some would say, well, does his mask really need to come off? If we just put this guy down, and we bring out the very sexy Friday the 13th Part 4 Jason, first of all, the head is a lot smaller on this character than it is on this one. Now, granted, one could say that his mask was larger, and therefore it would justify it. But the fact that you can take this guy's mask off, like so, I mean, this guy came first. I mean, of course not reviewing this guy, but he came first. So you'd think Mezco, already knowing, how to make a good Jason, could have at least given us either a removable mask on this guy or an alternate head. Is it me, and it might just be me, but is it me, or does his face, the way that they've sculpted it, looks a lot like Lord Humongous from the Road Warrior? Just walk away. Great movie, but yeah, I don't know, it's just, his head seems small. I mean, it is scaled to the character, so don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing or anything like that, but I would have only liked maybe if they could have had a removable mask. Aside from that, the figure is great. My only other concern, or my only one problem, is the fact that they've gone back to the swivel gimp arm joint, whereas if we compare it to the Friday the 13th Part 4 Jason, he's got the elbow joint articulation. It would have been nice if they had included it. Like I said, I'm surprised that they didn't. He also has no articulation in his knees. So, I mean, from the waist down, it's nothing but a sculpted statue. He's got some articulation in the waist, but because of his jacket, it hinders any bit of movement. Like I said, he does have articulation in the elbows and then in the shoulder, also in his hand. But it's very limited for, I guess, if you compare it to the other Jason. In the way of accessories, he comes with, like I said, a pickaxe with a nice bit of blood. He comes with an axe, which he made use of in the movie. Great scene in the movie when he uses this axe on the guy out in the out by the shed. And then of course he comes with his machete with a nice bit of blood and scratches and everything else on the machete. His machete can fit in the side here like that. So I mean, he can carry it, which is nice, which is exactly like he did in the movie. Overall opinion, it's a nice figure. I would almost say, if anyone has seen it, there's an 18-inch version of this guy, but it was made by NECA, and he has a removable mask. It just would have been nice if Mezco had included that. Factoring that aside, it's a good figure. I just kind of wish they would have done a little bit more to it. But there you have a horror toy spot on Friday the 13th Remake, Jason Voorhees. And I'll see you guys next time.